Jerusalem turned into a battlefield. No, not between Israel and its enemies, but between Israelis themselves. What unfolded in the holy city was nothing short of a chaos. Over 200,000 ultra-Orthodox Jews, known as Haredim, they flooded the streets in one of the biggest protests Israel has ever seen in years. Well, their message to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government was crystal clear. We will not be forced to join the army. Now, for hours, the streets of Jerusalem was choked with people dressed in black coats and wide hats, chanting prayers and slogans. Well, protesters blocked major roads, stopped traffic, and clashed with the police, who tried to disperse them using the water cannons and stun grenade. Well, the demonstration was supposed to be very peaceful, but it quickly spiraled into out of control. Here, several journalists were attacked, police officers were injured, and in a heartbreaking moment, one protester fell to his death from an unfinished building, forcing authorities to call off the rally. So, what sparked this massive showdown? Let's talk about that. Well, it all comes down to one of Israel's most divisive issues: military service exemption for ultra-Orthodox. That's right. So in Israel, serving in the army is mandatory for almost every man, every woman. But for decades, Haredim Jews, who devoted their lives to religious study, they have largely exempt. Now that arrangement has long angered the secular Israelis. These people feel that they are unfairly carrying the burden of national defense, while others stay out of uniform. Now, Netanyahu's government is under immense pressure, and that too from the court and the opposition, to end these exemptions and draft Haredim men into military. But his ultra-Orthodox coalition partners, basically a key part of his fragile government, they are very, very angry. They see it as a threat to their faith, their way of life, and even Israel's religious identity, and this is why the protest turned into so explosive one. To the Haredim, this isn't just about army, it's about preserving their century-old tradition against what they see as secular overreach. But to many other Israelis, it's about equality, right? It's about everybody sharing the same responsibility to protect their own country. Well, the crisis also poses a serious political dilemma for Netanyahu right now. If he pushes the conscription, well, he risks losing the ultra-Orthodox allies and collapse his entire coalition. But if he backs down, well, he faces public anger and possible backlash from the courts. Right now, he's trapped between religious loyalty and public accountability with no easy way out. Your experts say that this standoff reveals something much, much deeper. Basically, a widening rift between Israel's society itself. On one hand are those who want Israel to remain a modern secular state, and on the other hand, there are those who believe that it must stay true to its religious roots. Well, as night fell, Jerusalem was littered with burned trash and broken barricades. The aftermath of a protest that wasn't just about military service, but about the soul of a nation. In the meantime, for Netanyahu, this is more than just a political crisis. It's a warning that biggest battle Israel faces today might not come from outside its borders, but from within.